Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock here tonight on Tuesday, June the 10th. Time for the First Alert Weather Show at 9. I'm here to answer your questions. If you have any, you can post them on the 14 News Facebook page in the comments section. We'll take a look at those about halfway through tonight's streaming show. We stream every night at 9 o'clock. Give you the leg up there. You can get your full weather here and then head off to bed or do whatever else you're doing out there, probably streaming and watching a couple of screens. We have some great weather to watch, by the way. It's going to remain pretty clear overnight. We have that full strawberry moon rising in the east right now, also rising very low on the horizon. We're going to talk about that in a second. It will be sunny and warmer tomorrow. Temperatures are going to drift into the mid to upper 80s. We were at 80 today for the high, but I think we'll get up to about 85 to 88 tomorrow. Storms do return to the picture by Friday and the weekend, unfortunately. Just when you don't want storms, looks like we may have a few. Radar is still quiet in our part of the country, and that thunderstorm risk is 0 through Wednesday. Thursday, it starts to edge in a little bit from the northwest, maybe a rumble of thunder or a scattered shower. With the air being so dry, there really isn't much to work with weather-wise out there, at least not for rain or thunderstorms. We will start to see increasing clouds on Thursday, and that's because our wind is going to shift around to the south, and with that Gulf breeze coming in, we tend to get that tropical or humid air in place, which may fuel a few showers as soon as early Friday, but more likely during the afternoon and evening on Friday. And then that's kind of how it's going to play out through the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday afternoons will bring a chance for some scattered showers and storms. That risk should pull back by early next week. As far as severe weather is concerned, we can't rule it out, but there's no strong signal for a big outbreak of anything either. So that's a good thing. And you know, when it's hot, humid like this, we can't ever rule out a couple of stronger thunderstorms anytime things get rolling out there. We are currently in the lower 70s over much of the eastern half of the country, and a little bit warmer here in the plains. That's the milder air that will be drawn our way as winds shift around to the south. We still have northerly winds or northwesterlies, which is why it's pleasant out there. 68 now at Fairfield, 67 up at Lawrenceville, 68 in Lewisport. So there are some cooler temps out there. For the month, we're in good shape on rainfall. We've had 1 inch and 13/100ths, which is nearly the norm for June. For this first week. Now, tomorrow, as I said, it's going to be a little bit warmer. We'll see that temp up into the mid to upper 80s, and more of the same for Thursday and probably Friday as well. Our showers and storms, we kind of have that ring of fire effect here with the high sitting right in the middle. Everything kind of wraps around the periphery, and that's where it will stay at least through Thursday. We still have some smoke drifting in on the upper levels. You can, from the Canadian wildfires, you can see that or probably notice that today. The sky still had a little bit of a tint to it, and it will stay that way through Wednesday and maybe even Thursday as well, before pulling out then for the end of the week. Again, the hour by hour, pretty sleepy here through Thursday. Then we have increasing clouds coming up and some scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two by Friday evening and again on Saturday and Sunday. Our next 7 days will offer temperatures in the upper 80s, no 90s showing still. So we are a little beyond our past due for that first 90-degree day. We've had 89 and then a couple of 88s in there, so we've been close. And it's probably felt like 90, it just didn't officially read 90. Through the weekend and into next week then, our rain chances will diminish and we start to dry out again. By Tuesday and Wednesday, the European is a little clearer with that trend. Here you go with Friday's showers and storms, Saturday afternoon and Sunday, and then early next week, a little drier time in there. 60 degrees tonight. It'll be clear with light winds out of the northwest. And then tomorrow, sunny up to 86 degrees with winds out of the west at 5 to 10. And over the next 7 days, those temperatures will stay in the 80s. and we will have thunderstorm chances. Now, it's not going to just rain starting Friday and all the way through next week. We will have off and on periods of rain, so don't cancel your weekend plans or do anything just yet. Do keep an eye on the weekend forecast, but right now we think it'll be more of a scattered and afternoon, evening type thing going on. Temperature outlook then up through the first day of summer there on the 21st. Warmer than normal here in the tri-state. Normal's 85, so 88, 90 degrees looks to be about right. And our precip through the 20th also slightly above normal. Hey, we have a problem. We are out of pet pictures again. So we're going to let the climbing bunnies remind you that you need to climb over to your computer and submit some pictures of your favorite pets. And you do that on 14news.com. You'll see the submit photos and you'll look, and there's a pet section in there. So do put some pet pictures in. I'm going to be gone for a few days, so when I come back Monday, hopefully we will be brimful of pets, and the bunnies will get to take a break there. And thanks Carter Smith for providing our bunny pictures back there. All right, so that's your homework assignment. More pet pictures, please. And let's see who's on here tonight. Laura Gray, our first viewer there from Dawson Springs. Glad to have you on. I see Jeff Miller's in there too. He's commenting he had a really nice day. I'm assuming you spent it poolside out there, right? Chris Jackson, good evening down in Florida. Deborah James watching from Beaver Dam. All right, Janet Stapleton. Jason Burton says we don't need any more rain. I concur. I'm up to mowing the lawn twice in a week, and I'm not even retired. It just needs it. I'm not looking for stuff to do, but it is growing very rapidly. So, yeah, hopefully we will catch a little break there pretty soon. Hey, I mentioned earlier that the full strawberry moon is making an appearance here. It actually began to rise at 8:12, so by now it should be above the horizon. Did notice a little overcast, some of that smoke in the atmosphere. Hopefully the moon will shine through that. It'll certainly give it a reddish tint. And this is a special moon because it is rising very low in its path or arc across the sky. And that's because the lunar orbit, which we know, changes over time, and we are at a period which happens about every 18 and a half years or so called lunistus, or lunar standstill, and that's where the moon has reached either the farthest south that it's going to rise in the sky, or the farthest north, which will be on the other end of lunistus, where it's as high as it can possibly be. But in our case, the moon will be very low to the southern horizon. And these changes happen with the lunar orbit, or the moon's orbit, simply due to a combination of factors. And to put it simply, it's the declension, or the angle that the Earth is turned, but also the orbit itself wobbles a little bit of the moon around the Earth. And so when those two things synchronize and we get a full moon, there you have it. It'll be at its lowest, and the next time this will happen will be in 2034. So the cycle lasts about 18 and a half years. 2034. You think I'll still be here doing the First Alert weather show at 9? Here's a little science for you too. This is an older picture, favorite of mine. Tom Barrows took this, actually at my house, but from the riverfront, using a pretty good telephoto lens, which exaggerates the size of in this case, the moon. Now, if you notice tonight, you can try this experiment after you finish watching the weather show here. When the moon comes up at first, it looks huge. There are two reasons for that. One is it's passing through sort of a thickened layer of the atmosphere, right? When you look through it this way as opposed to straight up, there's a little more refraction going on. Think of big, thick glasses like I wear, although I'm too vain to do that here on the web show. But anyway, if you were to take your thumb and hold it up, you'll notice that at arm's length, your thumb will cover the moon. All right, now wait an hour or two, and when the moon is all the way up in the sky, it looks smaller, but actually it is, of course, the same size. The moon doesn't get bigger or smaller, and you can verify that scientifically with your thumb. Just hold it up there, and close one eye and look at it, and you'll be able to cover the moon. And you'll notice that the moon, relative to your thumb, is exactly the same size. How about that? All right, so you got a little homework there. We need pet pictures, and you need to get your thumb in action out there and check out that moon and enjoy this beautiful weather. I hope you do. We're going to have a couple more nice days, and then Friday it'll be warm, humid, and maybe an isolated storm or two. I'll have more details on 14 News at 10. And as I said, I'm going to be off for a few days, so you'll have Michael Fecka in here starting tomorrow night. Take care, stay safe. Thanks for watching.